And because one of the things, like you've mentioned, from a tactical point of view, what I liked about Fabisch here is he understood the position and where he's supposed to play. I've got to admit, and I think on the text you kept seeing me saying he's still raw.
Yeah.
Because I still saw a number of things where I thought, nah, young man, don't do that. But on the whole, he's a decent player and he's worth having in that squad, because the most thing I liked about him from a tactical point of view, a very good defensive midfielder does not need a centre half to tell him when to cover them. You scan yourself, So the way that he looked at the back four and he realized that the fullback has gone there and he wasn't just going to the left back position, say if his left back gone, he just drifts into that area where if the ball comes into the midfield, he's there. By the time the ball is traveling, he's pressing, or if he's in that pocket, the ball is played to the to the left side of him. He just puts his body where he's just delaying play. That's what a good defensive midfielder does. And now, when the way that he protected the centre halves as well was great, because if you're having someone like Galloway who's following the striker all the way and say, I'm not going to let you go deep and receive the ball and turn and hurt us. Yeah, even though I know you've gone deeper into, say, the mid third. I'm going to follow you in there. So even if it means I end up with you, the striker, and I'm with you with your defenders there near your defenders, I'm there with you. This is where Fabisch used his brain now and played like a pro, but like a senior player, where straight on, he was a centre half. When he sees Galloway coming back in there, they'll just swap positions, when there's no danger. That is great. I like that about him. He had a few stray balls, which I thought sometimes, young players, you try to overdo things. But on the whole, the fact that he kept on recycling the ball, I like that. I still want him to pass the ball forward more than he did, because sometimes it's too easy to just receive the ball and pass it back to the centre halves so that they lump it. So I want you as a defensive midfielder to be comfortable to turn in tight space, not tight spaces which are risky, but tight spaces, but where you have room to turn, and then you're looking for that diagonal or you're looking for that through ball. Say you see like the old man that people talk about, but people ignore what he actually does. With the ball, like what's the name, Casemiro. Casemiro is very good at that.
Very good at that.
He's very good at that. And if he starts, thinking more about going forward rather than thinking, oh, I might lose it, let me pass it back, then he will be a good player. And I'm happy to have that lad, because he made a difference. The critique that I have that's not on him now, on the manager. It's almost like almost everything that he does is always questionable, because he pulled him off at halftime. The 45 minutes he played, this is a young man who's trying to get in the team and who you can see that he's got a future in that side. The one thing that he needed was he should have gone into the dressing room, breathe, have a drink, calm down and all that, and come back out again. You probably could have seen his performance growing even bigger, because the confidence now and the fear that you've had when the game started is not there. You feel like you belong as a player. Yeah. Now what he did was he took him off at halftime. I don't know if he speaks to players when he pulls them off, and I don't know his man management, which I probably would question it. But this is where you let that young lad, do even better than he was doing. Yeah, that 15 minutes more in that second half, he would know that, what, I've done my job, and now I'm coming off for an experienced player like Marv for the last 30 minutes.